I actually want to give props to the letterer, who I need to find who did the lettering, because this is a book that does have a lot of text, um, and it's really impressive that it never feels like. I mean, and part of this is obviously Kurt Busiek just being a great comics author, but part of props to the letterer for figuring out how to place that text in such a way that it never feels obtrusive to the story or the art. I just really get the sense that this is. I mean, and obviously this is a creative team that's been working together for years.
Yeah.
But you just get the sense that they all work incredibly well together and know how every little piece of the book interlocks to create exactly what they're going for with it. And it feels really. Astro City is a book that feels really special.
It's even got an Alex Ross cover, which is well, every book in the series does.
Yeah, they all have Alex Ross covers, and the Alex Ross cover is so good.
Yeah,
I love how short he is compared to the other superheroes.
Yeah,
right. Going back to the lettering, there's something just really fluid about the internal monologue. I think that's one of the reasons why it works so well. It's just it moves around the page in a very kind of dynamic way that you want to follow where it's going. It's not just there. There's an art to where it's placed that I think helps a lot with it. Whereas some of the comics, with just shitloads of internal monologue, it just feels like the it's just there. It's just plastered across the page with less thought to.
It's not a part of the story. It's in this, you get the sense that the internal monologue is guiding the eye, right?
Yeah.
It's not an exposition dump going on. It's on
page 8 where it's tilted with the panels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you just kind of follow it around the book. Yeah, it's really it's masterful is what it is. I mean, the sense of craft that these guys have is I think almost unparalleled.
It's nice when a letterer does such a good job that you really notice it, because something we don't talk about too often is the lettering, and because normally it's just kind of a means to an end.
Mm-hmm.
And when books you really get it right, 80 After Death and this one, it really jumps out. It's wow, they put a lot of fucking work.
Yeah. And I mean, often the thing with lettering is that when it's good, you just kind of don't notice it for the most part, because it's just you end up taking it for granted, because the text is put in is positioned in a way that makes sense, and it's on the panels that it's supposed to be on, right? And it's rare that you really put a lot of thought into it, because it's so inherent to the medium actually working. But I think it is something that we should talk about more. And I think even going back to a lot of the episode 1, the first 5 episodes or whatever, when we were talking about all those Rebirth one shots, I wonder how obviously I'm not gonna, the writers are not off the hook for some of those, but I wonder how much better they would have been with a letterer who worked with the pages, worked with those panels.
I mean, better. Look at Green Arrow, right? The art was beautiful, but it was just vomit of words.
Yeah. And I think you can't entirely blame the letterer for that. A lot of that is definitely on Ben Percy for thinking it was a good idea to put that much fucking monologue in a book. But it could have been used in such a way that maybe it wouldn't have felt so obtrusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.